Time to find out, can you beat Fallout New Vegas as a gladiator? For this challenge, I'm only allowed to use knives and machetes, and I also have to get the gladiator armor, which there's only one way to get it, and I'll show you that later. I tried to make myself look like, well, just a casual Roman, because I didn't really know what I was doing, and since I'm not like a iconic character, just like more of a, vague one, I could do whatever I want, because I didn't want to go for the one in the movies. I then built a traditional melee build, and picked my special stats, medicine, melee. Speech will be important, because I won't be able to get armor for a huge portion of the game. As then I chose heavy-handed and wild wasteland, because I always go wild wasteland, and I feel like I haven't done heavy-handed in a while, so I figured why not. Made sure the difficulty was on very hard, and hardcore, and then I went off to start my mission. As then I went off to Nipton and grabbed a machete off a dead legionary. I could have just started out with a little knife because I was allowing it, but I decided it would just be more fun to go and get the machete. And yeah, there's no reason starting out small if you can start out big. As then I met up with Joe Cab and decided to help the Powder Gangers take over Good Springs. I like the Powder Gangers, and I don't think I helped them on this channel before, so I then go out and take out Ringo. And yeah, since he can shoot me and I'm not wearing any armor, it's not really fun. Luckily for me, it's pretty easy to make someone drop a weapon when you have a machete. The machete doesn't do a lot of damage, but it does do limb damage and is good for knocking back your opponent, even without the perks that allow you to do it. Also, pro tip, if you don't always stimpaks in hardcore mode, always drink water from sinks, rivers, or anything, since water usually doesn't have radiation in New Vegas, unlike with other games. As then I go around and machete a few people, and then I hide behind a big rock because I don't have any armor and I'm scared. After that, I watch the Powder Gangers do most of the work as I kill an elderly man. As then, Victor comes in and yells at me for my war crimes, but I don't care as I level up and then go off on my way. After that, I then decide to travel. While I was traveling, I made some friends with the local wildlife. Quite nice indeed. Yeah. For whatever reason, this one scorpion chased me longer than any of the others. In Fallout New Vegas, they have a certain path, and they'll always go back after a while. As I would use this guy to repair my weapon, because I can't really do that after a certain point, so I better get him in when I can. Because of course, I'm going to be siding with the Legion, because, I am a gladiator. Usually I hide that for later, but since the title of the video is Gladiator, I'm sure you already guessed that. As then I go to Prim and murder the Powder Gangers there. These ones have no affiliation with the ones I helped. As these guys do a lot of damage to me, but I do a lot of damage to them too, so I have to rely on hit-and-run tactics and VATs, because otherwise I am going to end up dead. By the way, I didn't even have the Bloody Mess perk, and I still chopped limbs off. I thought you needed the Bloody Mess perk to do that, but apparently if you have a machete or a knife, New Vegas lets you do it anyway, so thanks New Vegas, I guess. As then I slaughter the last ones, as I finally make it to Deputy Beagle, as he's too much of a scaredy cat to be the new sheriff, so I have to find one. So I decide to pick Sheriff Myers because I have enough speech, and I don't really have enough in any other skill, so yeah, that's really the only reason, to be honest. As I talk the NCR into letting Sheriff Myers take over, so I let a former criminal take over a town. Very nice. As then I go to Novak and learn the only way for me to figure out where Benny went is to help out these guys. So I had to kill some feral ghouls. But there's a reason these ghouls went loose, and I have to discover the reason. As I go in, I meet with these cultists who say that they'll keep the ghouls in check if I help them enter space. But to do that, I have to deal with demons, and to deal with the demons, I have to figure out what happened to their stealth boys. A demon did jump me, which is very scary. He took a lot of my health, I am not gonna lie. But with the power of VATs and me just swinging, eventually I was able to kill one Nightkin. As then, I just decided to kill Hardlin because, well, his quest is stupid, and I don't want to die to a bunch of Nightkin, and it's way easier to kill him than figure out his friend is dead. So, I murder him with my blade. Very, very nice. As then I discovered that the Nightkin stealth boys didn't come in, so I told their leader and the Nightkin leave. As then it's time for me to get components for them so the ghouls can go into space. So that's exactly what I do. The fuel is guarded by a baby gecko, which almost annihilates me, which is fun. It is embarrassing to almost die to a baby, not gonna lie. As then I mauled by dogs and killed an elderly old woman to get the rest of the pieces for the rocket. while I crept away as the dogs chased me and almost killed me. Luckily, dogs cannot jump on rocks apparently, so I was safe after a while. After that, I got what I needed, and then I got to launch some ghouls into space. Don't worry, the next New Vegas video will be the Bright Follower one. I know that's been suggested quite a bit. And then after I watched the rockets go up, I did meet up with the Great Khans, and I talked my way out. Usually, if I'm doing a Legion ending, I would help them fight the NCR, but I am naked and have nothing but a machete, so I feel like not getting shot is a good idea. So then I meet up with the Kings, as I decide to help them out, so I can get into the Strip. But to do that, I need to figure out Otis is a fraud, or you can just kill him and keep the money the King gave you. So that's what I was gonna do. As I hid behind a dumpster, he almost killed me, so I had to reload, and I decided just to attack him front. You see, if you attack someone with the machete straight up, and you keep damaging their arm, they won't be able to shoot you. So I simply did that until Otis died. And with him dead, I then told the King, after seeing me murder a man for no reason, decided to hire me to help him with the NCR. As then I asked around. This quest is pretty easy. All you gotta do is ask around locals until you find out where the NCR are and find out that they're only giving food to NCR citizens. So, fun fact, you can actually end this mission quickly if you kill the NCR guards. The Kings will be at war with the NCR, and it'll be hard to convince them to, join them, even with a favor. So if you're doing an NCR run, I would not recommend this. But if you're doing any other run and just wanted to speed run through it, I recommend just going in and killing them. They do pretty much do a lot of damage to me. I almost die with 1 HP, but I am able to chop them down. Apparently, a naked guy with a big knife can kill a bunch of people with guns. Who knew? And then I talk to the King, and I use my favor to get into the Strip, as then it's time to kill Benny. And speech really came in handy early on, because if you have speech, you can talk to Swank, and he'll give you back your weapons, so you can then go and investigate his room, and find out he's using Yes Man. As then you go back to Swank, and he lures Benny into his room alone so you can kill him. Which takes less speech to convince Benny to go to his room by himself if you just talk to him. Yeah, since he takes a while to stand up, I thought I had a pretty big advantage, until he absolutely just destroys me. Luckily though, I got a lot of chops on him before he could even look at me, so I was able to kill him. And then I decided to go and kill Mr. House now, just to get things over with. As the Securitrons don't like that idea, they blow me up and blow up my legs, but it wasn't enough to kill me for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe because I used the terminal which stopped it? I don't know. New Vegas is New Vegas sometimes. Anyway, I just run in and I hack and slash until Mr. House is dead. And now finally I can go meet up with Caesar and get my Gladiator armor. How it works is, you get Gladiator armor for a quest, but as soon as you finish it, you get it taken away. So if you enter the arena and walk away really fast, you can keep your Gladiator armor, because you walk out of the arena before you finish the quest. As then Caesar gives me to destroy some robots under his fort, which will be fun. I'm actually supposed to destroy the engines, but I can't do that with a machete, so I'm just gonna upgrade it, because if you upgrade it, Caesar doesn't really know and just assumes you destroyed it. I then slaughter some robots. Apparently, a knife does well against steel. Who knew? The turrets don't really take too kindly to me trying to stab them, though, so I have to run away. As then I meet back up with Caesar, he tells me good job, and then sends me off. But before I do anything like that, I decide to go to Camp Florin Hope, because if you kill everyone there, you can get the Liberator machete. Now, I know there's stronger machetes out there, but since I'm a gladiator fighting for the Legion, I decided to have that be my go-to. So to do that, I need to kill the commandant officers in Camp Florin Hope, which when I'm able to get them by themselves. By the way, this guy just ran away from the base when a fly or something attacked. I don't know why he did that, but I was able to kill him one-on-one, which was nice, I guess. But the rest were not so easy, because they had people in power armor guarding them. This one lady ran away while I got shot at. Luckily, I did have a lot of stim packs, but it was still very challenging and annoying to get shot as you're running. Not really very fun. Eventually, though, I was able to go inside and get her by herself so I can just kill her. Nice. Very, very nice. As then I kill the last commandant officer, who tries to put up a fight, And by try, I mean he destroys me a couple times, because there are NCR soldiers with power armor here who do a lot of damage. But eventually, I was able to kill all the NCR officers, and I got my reward, the Liberator. Kind of ironic since we're enslaving people, but hey, I guess it is what it is. As then I decided to go to the Boomers, because Caesar gave me a mission: get their alliance or kill them. And since I don't feel like fighting people with missiles with a knife, I think it's a good idea to get their alliance. But to do that, I have to get to them, which I fail a few times. But eventually, I get lucky, because I literally get blown towards their fence outside their firing line. It has never happened to me before, but like the great Sun Tzu once said, if you need to go somewhere, make sure to get shot with a rocket to launch you there. As then I meet up with Pearl, and me and her start to talk. As then I decide to use my high medicine skill to treat the sick Boomers. It goes pretty well, honestly, and I become accepted by the community. Nice, very nice. As then I listen to a nerd talk about their history. Blah, 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 blah. I still don't know why you get more fame just by listening to him talk. But it is what it is. As then, I then go on a new mission to kill some ants. But on the way, the Boomers discover a new dance that defies physics as they drag themselves. But don't mind that, and now it's ant killing time. I need to get this solar power plant back online, and the only way to do that is to kill the ants there. So that's exactly what we do. Apparently, these ants are kind of a pushover, which I never really understood, considering that insects can lift like 6 times their body weight, so they should kill you easily, but it is what it is. As in, I bring back the bomber from the lake, and the Boomers like me enough to join the Legion. Very nice. As Pearl agrees that they'll bomb the NCR during the Battle of Hoover Dam. After that, I then decide to go and help the White Glove Society, because they want to convert back to cannibalism. As Caesar tells me they used to be cannibals, I then use that information to get them to want to be on my side. But to do that, we have to convert them to cannibalism again. And the best way to do that is to frame the person they kidnapped for murder, because his father is running an investigation to find his son. But he can't find his son if he's in jail, so I kill his son, take his blood, and put it all over his room, so it'll look like he killed him. I suppose that works. After framing Heck Gunnarsson for murdering his son, the White Glove Society commit cannibalism once again, and they agree to join the Legion. Nice. After convincing them to join the Legion, it's time for the new quest. This quest will be much harder, destroying the Brotherhood of Steel, but I have a plan for that. I also am able to use my high medicine skill to tell that something's wrong with Caesar. Spoiler alert, he has a brain tumor. After that, I then go and meet up with Veronica so she can let me into the bunker, I can dismiss her, and never see her again. As my plan for destroying it is to steal all the key cards, because I could try to fight my way down there, but I am wearing leather armor. I mean, it's reinforced, but still. And I have a knife, well, a big knife, but still, and I'm trying to kill people with power armor, so that's not fun. So I'm able to use a stealth boy to sneak in and steal the key cards one by one. After stealing all the key cards, I then went to the computer and put in the password to blow everything up. As now it's time to try to get away while turrets shoot at me, which is not fun, I can tell you that much. But eventually I'm able to make my way out as they all shoot at me, as I just simply, just kept running. As I ran and ran and ran and ran and ran and ran and ran, eventually I made it out as the bunker blew up below me and I killed hundreds of lives. Remember kids, it's not a war crime if you're not officially a soldier. Keep that down in case you want to commit any fun actions. As then I left the vault and went back to Caesar, as Caesar was having a brain tumor, so I used my high medicine to actually heal him. I could mess up and have like Atlantis take over, but I decided to save that for another day, because I feel like a good gladiator would fight for his king. And this will be controversial. I decide I'm allowing myself to wear NCR armor just so I can assassinate the president. I could easily just wear my gladiator armor and fail the quest, but I feel like that's not really fun, and it kind of defeats the purpose of siding with the Legion, because the whole point is to do as many Legion quests as possible. So if you want to say I failed the challenge, go ahead, but I decide to allow it if a mission requires it. As I try a couple times, I die a lot, but eventually I'm able to kill the president right before he leaves. But it does take me some time. I'm also able to kill him when he's a shadow. I don't understand that, but it counts, so I'm going to go with it. As then I meet with Lake Atlanteus, and we are ready to assault the dam. Legion are responsible for most of the work being done, but I am able to cut a few of them down and eat them, which is very nice. As I easily push my way through with the Legion, we then make it in and secure the east bank, as now it's time for us to secure the other side. As I charge in and kill an NCR Ranger. Fun fact, the Super Slam perk is extremely overpowered, as then I use my speech for the Caesar's Legion to focus entirely under the dam, while I deal with the NCR up top. As then I make it to the below, and I start to kill the NCR one by one, as now it's just a race to General Lee Oliver. Since I'm wearing armored leather, which is still leather, I try to get to him quickly as possible, so I don't have to waste stim packs. As then I make it to General Lee Oliver, I then fight the NCR protecting him. There's 3 different stages to the battle with the General Lee Oliver. 1, kill the normal NCR soldiers. 2, make it to the annoying part with all the traps and bear traps and mines, so you can kill all the NCR Rangers, which is 2 of them. 1 sniper, 1 guy with a pistol. Which isn't too difficult, but it's super annoying, especially if you don't have Lightfoot, because if you step in the wrong area, you die. So the best way for me to do this is to use the Super Slam perk and get them down one by one and kill them. I also glitch them through a wall half the time, which is nice, I suppose. After killing them, somehow a Great Khan followed me here. I've never seen that happen before. I don't know how they got down here. They're not supposed to be here. But they immediately died to traps 2 seconds after showing up. So, cool, I guess. Now it's time to deal with the heavy troopers. And the hardest part was my durability, because it dropped very low. That's why I allowed knives just for this fight, so I can save my machetes for the blows that count. As I had to lead in each NCR heavy trooper alone, so I can beat them up and kill them. Which started out pretty easy, not gonna lie. I even got rid of General Lee Oliver. However, they eventually started to gang up on me, and when they did, I died. I kept trying to get them alone, but it didn't really work out a lot of the time. Took me many tries. But eventually, for whatever reason, they just glitched and wouldn't attack me until I attacked them, so I had a bulletproof strategy. I would push them into a wall and then start attacking them. I would try to push one far away from the other. As soon as I attacked one, the other would go after me, as I'm down to the last 2. So, I would try to get him away from his friend and simply slice and dice him till he died. Which is easier said than done. Eventually, I was able to kill the last NCR heavy trooper and prove yes you can beat Fallout New Vegas as a gladiator. Hope you enjoyed this challenge. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share with all your friends. I will do the Bright Follower next time. I just really wanted to side with the Legion because they're one of my favorite endings, and I have only got them once. Well, twice now. Peace out. Love you all.